All right, I should ready to hear myself now. Okay, what is good? We are doing some upgrades, instructions. Ugh. So, yeah. Ooh, I missed. So, get it? I missed. What did I miss? That's the real question. As we are starting a live screen and figure things out, as we have new pieces of equipment, the headphones are actually helpful a little bit. And yeah, how was everybody New Year's? How was everybody? Okay, thank you, Alice Marie. Said Alice Marie said she can hear us. That is good. So I chose What Did I Miss by Drake. Because it's Drake. It really needs no, what's that word? It needs no explanation. It's Drake. And so I feel like this mic is really crisp. I feel like y'all can hear me swallow everything, blink. I gotta be careful now, extra careful. And so hopefully everybody enjoyed their holidays. Because Christmas, New Year's, what else? Hanukkah's, all of the above, right? All the above. Let me get I have to reboot this computer, guys. Give me a few seconds. It's good that we are, live again. This is gonna be more of a fun screen. Hopefully we can find some topics. I feel like I will always find a topic. But as I am setting up right now, tell me why I still got my school tab. Where's my degree? First and foremost, where is my degree? I want my degree. Like, imagine paying all that tuition money and you still don't have your degree. I'm not beefing or nothing, but it's a little personal, you know? You paid your hard-earned money and you don't got what deserve, what's deserving. Alice Marie said it's at the store. I don't know how to feel about that. I was talking with some friends around a bonfire actually, and I was like, kind of feeling like Family Guy a little bit. You know what grinds my gears is when at graduation they don't actually give me my degree. They give me I don't know what they give. I don't even know what it's called. Like a empty whatever container, pretty much. Imagine somebody giving you an empty canned drink. That's what they give you at graduation. I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no foul. I'm just saying. You will probably get it before the summertime. Summertime? I better get it during springtime. That defeats the whole purpose of me. That defeats the whole purpose of me even walking. Like, that defeats the whole purpose. Like, why did I even walk on time? Why did I even? So many questions. So many questions, right? So many questions. But I'm wrong. That's what they say. I'm wrong. Yes, we are live. We're stepping into a new year, guys. And, I feel like we get into some schools. I feel like some schools are responding to us finally. Can't say no names because it's a theory. I feel like some schools are responding to us, though. And then I'm going to see what is on link. Oh, wow. Wow. Speak of wow. Now that is a oh, we play this for you guys. First thing I see on LinkedIn. First thing that I see. I can't you not. I can't you not. Before I keep scrolling, I can't you not. Hold on right quick. I'm about to play this. Oh yeah, shout out to Warren Buffett, man. Warren Buffett is leaving as CEO for all the investors out there. We will not have no more Warren Buffett. You know it's still holidays when they're showing posts from 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's when you know we're still on the holidays. That's when you know we're still on the holidays. They're still showing posts from weeks ago. So we doing a little extra part right now. Yeah. I'll take that one though. That's a recent one. I can run with this one. I can run with this topic right here. For sure, for sure. I could run with this. And tell everybody whoever spawned on my LinkedIn, don't spawn my LinkedIn. Just send me an invite. Like, we don't have time for that. We say and do what we want and chasing dreams over here. So don't just browse my page and be creepy. Like, most of the time when I browse somebody's page, I send an invite. Most of the time. It's a little weird, but I get it. You're just doing what you know best. So take that out. Everyone goes back on Monday. Oh, I went to work today actually, which is funny. I went to work today. Where's the Oh yeah, I will. Not you and G. Y'all gonna start telling me what to do. Y'all just be telling me what to do on this live screen. So let me know if y'all can hear this. I don't know what to expect. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Just to help y'all out, I'm gonna play this back and I'm gonna kind of watch it. Then I'm gonna play it back again and then talk about it. Can't hear it. Oh, I did the same thing I always do. Rookie mistake again. I be doing some rookie mistakes on here. All right, quit. I know exactly what I did. I do it every time. Okay, got you, Alice Marie. I got you. Okay, now you guys can hear me. You're probably wondering, what did you just watch? I'm wondering the same thing a little bit. I'm wondering the same thing. I have no idea what I just watched. I don't. I don't know what I just watched. How do I get out of this? Let me get out of this right quick. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's go back to it. I'm going to make it bigger again to do a breakdown of what we just saw. What did that last part say? Got you. Let's go straight to this since you asked, Alice Marie. This part right here is him throwing his fist, 1 year, 1 fight, many wins. But before I even talk about the video, let me go in order first. So Linda posted this 11 hours ago. We know we talk about Linda. Linda said 1 year, 1 fight, many wins. Let's get back to work. So that lets me know she enjoyed her holiday break. You know, that's good. And so let's go in order as I break this down. So if you was watching us from the beginning of the live stream, you know, like when we started live streaming, if you didn't watch us in the beginning, it's okay. And as Marie said, what fight? If you watched us from the beginning, you know, Trump is a businessman. Everybody knows Trump now at this point. He needs no introduction. And obviously, you see him getting in the ring at wrestling, right? But you know, still trying to figure out what this has to do with higher education. But so let's go to this. You know, I'm gonna support the good and the bad, no matter what political party you are. So Trump's Department of Education reverses Biden title. I believe that is Title IX. I'm looking like a rookie right now with this. I believe that's Title IX. Give me a few seconds. Yeah, that's Title IX. Yeah, Title IX. Just making sure. I figured it was Title IX, but it's Title IX. Yes, G said that's Title IX. Sup, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. G has joined the chat. We got a party. Hopefully we have a party right now. We have a party. What did I miss? What did I miss, G? When I was giving out information for them to save money in school, what did I miss? When I didn't walk the stage for you to graduate, when I didn't walk that stage because I know they putting y'all in student loan debt. What did I miss? What did I miss? We started a higher education channel in 2025 and hit the ground. What did I miss? What did I miss? What the camera at? What did I miss? Hit the microphone. So yeah, Title IX. We know they talk about Title IX. They talk about Title IX a lot. It's about gender things. I really stayed away from that topic during 2025 because honestly, that's your personal choice. That's just how I feel. It's not really up for me to say anything about that. So let's keep going. And then I'm gonna take the sound off a little bit. Do y'all like the sound of this? This playing this weird music. I don't know. But so they said exclusive Trump Education Department ends free tuition for illegals. No. Right. Another one that because I know people from those backgrounds, no comment. Honestly, we already know where we stand on. If you've been rocking with us since the summer and many more, we already know where we stand on that. No need to even go into detail. Oh, they did that one fast. What happened with that one? They said, "Yep, yep." It seemed like this. Is this all about Title IX? Let's keep. There go your school making the headlines. G. Trump secures $221 million Columbia University settlement over alleged civil rights violation. Now, keep some of this in mind. Let's keep some of this in mind. Some of this stuff I want to say got reversed, but like we said, they were posting everything like left and right. As you can see at the top, everything's about anti-Semitism exposed. Not really not really highlighting that. Y'all probably heard that. I don't know if y'all still heard that sound, that car. Not really highlighting how we can lower tuition, do tuition freezes. Let's keep going. Trump administration strikes deal with Brown University to restore funding. I don't know how that's a win. Why does it keep doing that when I double click? Maybe it's a double click button. So Trump administration stops federal tax dollars from bankrolling campus political activism. Interesting headline. Education Department pours $208 million into mental health grants after DEI purge. That's actually pretty good. I know I'm gonna get some controversy on this one. If they really did that, I actually didn't catch that headline right there. That's pretty good. I know that universities, if you are struggling with mental health, please see a professional. I am not a professional, and I did not do the disclaimer. Let's do the disclaimer, guys, right quick. Let's do the disclaimer right quick. I'll keep that up there for y'all to look at while I get pull this up. Right quick. But why not fund both? We're going to talk about that, Alice Marie. Disclaimer: the videos presented here are for informational purposes only, and therefore, if you are to choose to attend the institution, please do your own research and consult with a specialist at the institution you are interested in. I am not a financial aid specialist, academic advisor, or representing any institution. Speaking on behalf of Creator Henry is only speaking from his experience. Gee, you gotta stop doing this. People gonna take that serious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Gee, like too late. Screen recorded all of the advice already. All right, that's done. The fun stuff is done. What did I miss? People like G out here. What did we miss, Alice Marie? What did we miss, G? All right. Back to the topic. Alice Marie asked us a question, and I did not put the sound on here again. Stop screen. I know that little music makes it a little more interesting on the channel. Hear this music, be like, what is that? So I hope I don't get a copyright strike for that music. Is that a common? Let me know, guys. Is that a common song? Because I'll definitely let it play it through already. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for that. I really hope we don't get a copyright strike for that. Like, I'm gonna just mute it now because I did not think it had music in it. Definitely ain't gonna just play it safe now. I just thought about it. So Alice Marie said, why not fund both? With the millions into mental health, 208 million into mental health grants after DEI purge. Good question. Why not fund both? That's a great question. I don't feel like I can answer that question, but if I can state my opinion, I would definitely do that. Well, as you know, Alice Marie and G, I'm not really a big advocate for DEI based on my situation and how I grew up. I didn't really have no DEI support per se going through school. I don't know if to blame schools or I don't know if it's anybody's fault. Don't really care because I'm still gonna strive to be great. But I would say this: it was people that looked like me that did put me in position most of the time, but it was not because of DEI. It was because the people generally cared about me. And so I don't know why they didn't fund both though. They definitely could. It's people out there who, especially with social media rapidly growing, it's people out there that really need the extra support. G said, I have never had cancer, but still support cancer research. I have never had cancer, but still support cancer research. Most definitely. Most definitely. And it's not something, I'm totally against. It's just like, I guess when I speak, I speak from experience. Um, DEI is just one of those things because it's so popular, and it's kind of bad that it went so. I feel like it went under the radar. I know we talked about DEI a little bit before. It went so much under the radar that I didn't know about it until I got to Georgia State for graduate school. So that's how much under the radar it was, which is crazy. Oh yeah, I can't forget. I gotta stop double clicking it. So it says Trump Department of Education rolls out latest step to expand school choice. Nationwide. Department of Education sends guidance on private school kids attaining federally funded benefits, including one-on-one tutoring and counseling. Well, that sounds like a plus for private schools if your kids go to private school, not really public school. I was a public school baby. Let me know if y'all went to private school or public school in the chat. I was definitely a public school kid. And one-on-one tutoring, I didn't think one-on-one tutoring was effective at all. I think people misinterpret what DEI is. It seems like you've been learning DEIG because I remember last time we talked about DEI, you was asking questions about DEI. Did you already know about it or you just was trying to ask questions for the live stream? Let me know. Trump admin hammer on ghost students, claws back 1 billion from alleged loan scammers. Okay, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one. I don't know. Yeah, I knew a lot about it. Okay, G did know a lot about it. And then school choice is bad for public school. School choice is bad for public school. School choice. School choice. Before I keep going, Alice Marie and G, do y'all know about school choice is bad for public school? Because when I hear school choice, I think about when I first think of school choice, I'm thinking like where I can go to school. Is that what they mean by school choice? As it comes in, it's basically just public funding for private schools. Yeah, you could tell I'm not well versed in this at all. It's basically just public funding for private schools. Interesting. I'm gonna keep that in there. Scroll back through that one. I got some questions. But 1 billion in alleged scammers. Yeah, I remember those vouchers. I vaguely remember those. The era of illegal student loan forgiveness is over. I do remember this. A joint settlement combined with reforms marks the end of unlawful debt cancellation schemes. So we know, okay, we spent a great deal talking about this on the earlier screens. So we do not, where they give you a voucher. You put a question mark behind that. I think that was accident. Is that accident, G? On that question mark? So we talked a lot about the era of illegal student. She said all that means is just less fun and go to public schools. That's what it sounded like, but I was waiting for you to get to that a little bit. That's what it sounded like, but I was like, let me let G, because I know G, I think you went to private school. I know you said you went to a STEM school in high school. You went to like a STEM kind of college readiness school. And then, yeah. But I think you said it was more charter based. Let me know. So we talked about the area of illegal student loan forgiveness. If you planned on the government paying back your student loans, you should have known that it was only going to last for that term of presidency. Honestly, this would still be going on right now. This would still be going on right now if the Biden administration won. If the Biden administration had won the election, this would probably still be going on, respectfully. But it's done. You're not getting your student loans paid off. And I'm personally that honestly, I thought that would drive my channel a little more, like getting views and subscribers. But once again, I don't think the YouTube algorithm caught on to me yet. Because people are trying to save money. You know me, I'm like started a 2-year bridge to a 4-year. And that can save you a lot of money in college, you know, easily $10,000 and more if you stay off campus and don't get meal plans. It just saves you a lot of money, man. Like, it helps you beat this. Like this right here, this is not going nowhere. This is why I feel like we could tap into that market. This is a $1 trillion market. Like, you know, this is a Elon Musk package right here. Like, student loans are not going nowhere. People still gonna want to go to college. They're going to need to go to college. You know, that's my big theory. I know me and G go back and forth about it all the time. And so, and G said, I seen the other comments you did too. G said it was actually never illegal to begin with because he was only more or less prolonging how long they had to pay. Yeah. And so it's actually, I think it's a man, I can't even fight back with you right now because I have to pull it up. But I think it's in the Higher Education Act. I think that you have to pay back your student loans in a certain amount of time. Prolonging it, I believe, is actually technically a loophole, but I think technically if you want to label it illegal. Let me actually, I have it on my computer. Let me see. Where is it? Higher education. Let me see if I type it in. Higher education, because I label all my stuff very good. Higher education. Higher education. Yeah. It's on the cloud because I switched computers. Shout out to my college. Hold on right quick. Because now we can look at it together. Oops, not that one. I still have it up, guys, but we are switching screens right now. All right. Now you're probably seeing my tabs again up here. I'm going to hide my tabs from you so you can't see them. I'm hiding my tabs so you don't see my school stuff. I use this browser like when I'm editing. So do I got highlights in here? I don't think I do. So as you can see, I'm looking like a pro a little bit. This is the Higher Education Act of 1965. Unless they did an update, this is like the original document, I believe. It's not the 2008 version. It's the actual Higher Education Act of 1965. So I'm gonna try to find it right quick on the live screen. We don't have no speed clock on. I already screenshot the not for to play with you. Loan. Let me see. Loan. I feel like if I do loan, okay, loan forgiveness is not coming up. Let's see. Let's try loans first. Oh my goodness. Do you see all of that popping up? Oh, y'all can't see my control F. That's kind of cool. What are you looking for? So I am looking for what we were just talking about, G, with the loans, like them saying that the loans, paying back student loans through the government is illegal. So I believe that's in the Higher Education Act, I think. And I just was trying to see if I can find that. If I can't find anything on that, so technically it would not be illegal, technically. And so I feel like we're lawyers a little bit right now. We're trying to like go find these sections and these acts and stuff. So that's what we're doing right now. So, oh my goodness, it's still going. I'm just gonna do payback. What's the word? Pay. I don't see nothing coming back for pay. Nothing is coming back for pay. Oh my goodness. But I actually want to show y'all something though while we're in here. It's gonna be pretty cool. G said, I'm not saying where the, well, let me show your first comment before I make you look very lopsided, G. G said, don't get me wrong. They wanted to forgive student loans, but legally, what he could do was at the very least push back when you had to pay. Then G said, I'm not saying whether it is legal or not illegal anyway. What I'm saying is that Biden actually didn't do anything illegal. And that's what I was trying to figure out. If Biden did do something illegal, that's what I was trying to figure out, if it was illegal or not. It wasn't like a trying to one up you or nothing. You know, G, we got a relationship. We can have a conversation about this right now. We're having a conversation. Something that the world needs right now. We're having a conversation. And so let me see. I actually want to show. Let me go and show this first. Let me see. I can find that preferred. Huh. Interesting. I'll probably save that in another one. Let me see. I'm not gonna bore you all with this. This thing is. You see how many pages this is? This is 800 some pages. This is what I was going through in graduate school. Very like peaceful. So G said, well, the debate that they were having, what is the debate that they were having? What is the whether of giving loans would be legal or illegal? That is right. And so I couldn't find it. Obviously, I didn't really look that hard, but it was gonna take a minute, and y'all don't want to look at that. Nobody comes on the live screen to look at an 800-page document. Did I read that whole document? No. And Donald Trump best impression? No. The answer is no. Next question. Next question. Next question. Next question. So let's go back to this. We are running the ball right now, which is very good. G said, what was deemed illegal what was deemed illegal. Oh, illegal. What was deemed illegal illegal was that the Secretary of Education did not have the authority to forgive student loans. That is what was down by the Supreme Court. You would think the Secretary of Education had the authority, but for them not to have that authority is wild. But yeah, guys, if you definitely dependent on the government to pay your student loans, because you would think I had took a law class, a higher education law class, maybe in the near future to up my skills a little bit, because you actually can be, fun fact, G probably know this, but fun fact, you can be a lawyer for higher education. That's why we have, what is it called? FERPA. That is why we have FERPA, because FERPA is a federal law. And if you don't know what FERPA is, that is a higher education thing with information. So you can actually be a lawyer for higher ed. So would that cross my mind to be a lawyer in higher ed? I had to go to law school. Now, if I do that debt free, no, you 4-time champion. But nah, we ain't gonna do that though. We all in on this right here. So G said, but for context that rolling was done along party lines. The G said for context, well, party lines context, then but for context that ruling was 6-3 along party lines. Okay. 6-3 sounded about right. 6 said yay, 3 said nay, 6 said nay, 3 said yay. But he said they ruled in favor that they can't do that. So 6 said, yeah, you can't do that. 3 said, they could do that. So the 6-3 be getting me though. What if it was like 6-7? Let me stop. So you actually have to get a PhD to get a JD debt free in America, at least. You too old for that. Ha 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 ha. Never too old. They call me timeless. They call me Mr. Timeless, G. You wanna know why? They call me Mr. Timeless, G. Because I'm always breaking records. Everything's pretty much 63 right now because it's a long party lines. Okay. Gee, don't start talking political things to me too much now. I know my politics, but not like in depth. I don't do politics in depth. But you know that. I just know the surface of things. Because more is about, like we saying now, look, the FAFSA form is coming on time this year for a change. It's not coming on time, guys. FAFSA has been pretty decent. I can't say FAFSA is terrible. It's been pretty decent. It really depends on your school sometimes. It's like, you know how it goes. Federal, state, local, like depending on your school, it's like it's always a 3-letter process, man. It always depends on that. G said that's why honesty, you can take that with a grain of salt and most rulings, to be honest. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we never know the truth of these politics at this point. And so the FAFSA form, like I said, the FAFSA form is on time this year for a change. I don't know why they're celebrating about that. They saying it's glitches. I can talk to my financial aid person about that. I got the mic now. So coming soon on the financial aid person, because I be live streaming at 8 p.m. and my financial aid person probably be asleep. So I really have to test it out with them to see how it will be on the phone. I feel like we're going to be having moments where they're on the phone talking and I was just having the phone right here, asking questions. Then there's going to be times where he might come on and then, we ask some questions, because a lot of times it's never like, so one thing about higher education, for many, if you are watching, if you do catch us at 40 minutes into the live screen, shout out to you. it's never it can be a yes or no, but as we know, things can be bend. So then it becomes gray. So then it's white, gray, black. And nothing's just ever set in stone. It's like so many loopholes in higher education. It's like I tell people all the time, like, there's no strict way to do things in higher ed. There's like, unless they say you can't do that, do it. And like, there's like a whole bunch of rules and policies for the wrong things that just don't really. I honestly think they just for, I don't know what they're for. Very opinion, don't know what they're for. Like most of the time, the only one that is a heavyweight is that FERPA. So G said, well, G said three things. Before we go to the next one, G said FAFSA was actually pretty simple for me, but I know things change. I think that the hard part is when you get there and figuring out what is being paid for and what is not, and also other financial programs that you may have access to, but they don't tell you. Or getting your financial aid officer who does not know what is going on. Yes. And you at a you're at a school that's like not really heavily funded. When you have that one financial aid person that deals with like 400, 500 students or 200 to 300 students, and it's not really a structure on it. So that's one thing about it. Like some schools are very organized. You have like G said, a financial aid officer. Some schools, this is some game for y'all. If your school don't have like, I don't know if you're gonna care until you trying to do your financial aid if you are a student, but be expecting your financial aid, be expecting your financial aid officer to have like expect some structure from your school, like alphabetical order, some structure where you have a specific like based on your last name from A to C, this is your financial aid officer. Because if you don't, it's gonna be really hard for you to get in contact with a financial aid officer. I'm gonna say this. I never talked to my financial aid person I talked to them once at my university. Once. And that was only because it was like coming up on my last semester, I think, or second to last semester. But I think the game changer was when I talked to my financial aid person, big bro. And I remember him telling me, like, you can opt out of using like your resources. Like, you don't have to use financial aid. If you want to pay out of pocket to save your financial aid or whatever strategy you're trying to do, you can do that. I did it. I'm speaking from experience on that one for sure. I definitely opted out of using like financial aid sometimes. And so, of course, it renews like every semester, but getting into financial aid deeper, we have like, if anybody knows financial aid and use it, you have a time limit with financial aid. Like once you get to like a certain amount of credit hours you have taken, for example, your financial aid is gone. So if you're thinking that I could just use it and use it and use it and use it, it's like I know it ties in with age and it ties in with those credit hours as well. So if you've been taking the wrong credit hours for 2 years and you're like, I'm gonna need an extra 2 years and be in college for 6 years, you're probably gonna run out of financial aid in your undergraduate. And so and then G was commenting over here. G said that's not even necessarily true. Columbia EE department was all over the place, but I think in a way it was like on that on purpose. I know what you meant. And then there were certain people you talked to. It was like you had to know somebody. You had to know somebody. Yeah, had to. FAFSA completion is up. I don't know what this is right here. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. But that's how it looks. That is exactly how it looks. Kind of showing my age a little bit. I remember when I first was going to college, we did this on paper. Like my very first financial aid, we did it on paper. Then I remember they started going digital with everything. It was hilarious. Showing my age a little bit. Showing my age a little bit. What you mean, G? Honestly, I think that would be a skill issue on the advisor if a student gets in a situation like that. Yeah, if you're talking about like the student, hold on. If you're talking about the student, G, needing to know who to talk to and reach out to about getting in contact with their advisor, not advisor, with their financial aid person, as an academic advisor, of course. Um, yeah, usually students don't know how to get into contact with a financial aid officer, really anybody at the school, because like that's why we started this channel, because they don't know. Like, oh, you see my hand? Because they don't know. G said, I'm talking about the student who needs an extra 2 years because they didn't take the right number of credits. Oh, oh. Yeah, that's a definitely advisor. And they need I'm honestly, I can't even take a shot. Like, it's a lot of people who honestly, it should be I hate to be that guy, but there should be a certification test to do this. You should have to get certified to be like an academic advisor and learn this, because you like this is like it's an everyday learning job. Very depending where you're at, you can get paid pretty well, but yeah, very important, right? Imagine somebody just not paying attention to your credits and you've been going in the wrong direction the whole time. G said, "LOL, things that would never happen, right?" Because like, I, I- who wants to be an academic advisor, right? Who wants to work in a college? Who wants to work a very safe job and make consistent revenue, consistent money? That is good. G said, "I had see things like that make me happy because that made a big difference on G experience going to school. Cutthroat and straight to the point and realistic. Yup. And that's how I'm getting to. I be telling my students like, hey, I might be getting out of bed, and registration might be coming up a little bit. So, I'm sorry. Registration might be coming up. So, you need to know how to register yourself. You need to know how to get to your classes. You need to know how to get to this and that. Da, 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 da. And so, exclusive education department reassigns responsibility to partner agency. That is interesting. That's actually something I want to find out a little bit, because that was recent. No, that wasn't recent. That was in September. Man, time went by so fast. That was kind of recent. I remember when that happened actually, but I want to know more in detail. I feel like they posted that twice. G said, "Do you think you will be an advisor for the rest of your career?" Um, if the YouTube channel, depending on how everything plays out with the YouTube channel, well, business, not even the YouTube channel, the business. Depending on how everything plays out, probably. I don't know. Depends. I know for sure I'll be in higher education the rest of my career. Um, and then G said, "Oh yeah, I forgot." I forgot. He said he quit. He wants YouTube channel taste. I won't quit on them like that, but hopefully, let's. G said, "No, that's part of the process of shutting down the education department." It is. It is. That's why I want to go into it some more, but I'm gonna just keep it cordial. Trump admin delivers on promise to dismantle United States Department of Education. Yeah, back to back, they're trying to do that. Will it happen? We will see. Because guys, this is where I be saying this is where the policies and stuff just goes out the window. They shouldn't be able to do that, but here we are. Here we are, right? Here we are. They shouldn't be able to do that, but here we are. That's why it's kind of like, this is why we don't follow the traditional rules when we're talking about higher education, because we're following the rules, but at the same time, if it's not in the rule book, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to spin the pot because it's broken. If you, I believe we said this before, G, if you plan on going straight to, if you plan on going straight to university out the gate, you know, we got G in the Ivy corner, but that's really it right now. If you go into like a not top tier university or whatever, you're just going and not actually getting any resources from that school, you are going to be in student loan debt. You are going to be paying back that school, and you are going to have to work a job you probably don't want to do. And that's the reality of it. It's not even like me predicting the future. It's like, that's your destiny. If you want to let them dictate your destiny, that's, you know, don't beat me up in the comment section, because I got beat up in the comment section a lot of times. And then, like, it's funny though, nobody ever wants to talk about it in person though. It's like, that's why I just started talking on live streams. Nobody wants to talk about it. Trump and, I remember when they did this, Trump and McMahon are facing education and DC is panicking. Look at that picture. That picture said it all right there. That picture says it all right there. It's like, yeah. And we almost done with it. I wanted to run through this real quick. 1 year, 1 fight, and boom. That's it. That was it for that. That was it. You know? That was it. It's 2026. They haven't really been posting anything on higher education. G, how we sound on the mic, by the way? Do we sound crisp? Or do we sound clean? You know, let me know, because this also like give me a chance to test before next week when we get some articles, get some stuff going on. Oh, I did want to show you this as well. I thought this was a good topic too, G. Actually, I got 2 more to talk about. Actually. I got 2 more things to talk about for sure. Let me see. So this is a Wall Street Journal post. As you see, I'm subscribed to them on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so underrated. There are so many people on LinkedIn that I'm gonna have to go take a LinkedIn training course somewhere. Like, I gotta take a link. Like, LinkedIn is, I think LinkedIn is gonna be the future a little bit. Like, you sound good, look good too. Appreciate you. I really do appreciate that. Appreciate that feedback. Testimonial feedback. Because, you know, what higher education channel can you go to where we actually look like a content creation setup? You know, we look like a content creation setup. Shout out to my boo if she ain't sleep. Shout out to my girl. She bought the mic. She bought, what else did she buy? She helped. I did pay for the computer. She's supposed to help with the computer, but she bought the mic. I requested the mic. She bought the mic as a graduation gift. Thankful for that. She bought the headphones a long time ago, actually. She bought the headphones a long time ago. She bought these like when we first met. When I didn't even know, still figuring it out, but that's just how long I've been like working at this, as we talked about before. G said, I know a guy who thinks the exact opposite of LinkedIn. You talked about this person before who thinks LinkedIn is trash and it won't be nothing in the future. I think if they really focused on LinkedIn a little more, like, LinkedIn could do some damage professionally. It could do some damage. I really think it could do some damage professionally, like with that niche, and like it can do some damage. And then when it comes to LinkedIn, yeah. So this person I got up here is Jeremy Lou. G probably already read it. G think he's slick. G didn't say nothing. He makes YouTube videos too. Yeah, he don't want to see me talk about this higher education though. I bet he don't want to see me one-on-one. Tell him, G. I bet he don't want to see me one-on-one talking about this education. Tell him don't be trying to pull out no policies and facts. We're gonna talk about the real life of it. What's going on in real life, Young Dolph. RP. And so we got Jeremy Lou, 31. So I'm about to read this first. This is Jeremy Lou. I want to get G perspective on this. G, I was going to message G finna laugh at this. In all honesty, I don't think he will, only because he focuses more on the labor market. Oh, okay. G finna laugh at this. G, I was gonna message you about this. I was gonna send this to you and see what you thought about it. But then I said, I can't message G. I can't message G. So Jeremy Lou, 31, moved to Boston from New Jersey in 2018 to study for a PhD in chemistry. And he hoped, why am I reading this out loud? Y'all can read it too, but that's the whole point. And he hoped he studied for a PhD in chemistry, and he hoped a career in the city's bustling biotech industry. But after earning his university, we just did a review on this school. I think that was the algorithm right there. Is that the same school we just did a review on? Oh, let me see. That had to be the algorithm. We just did a review on this school. We just did a review on this. Man, don't play with us. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. I didn't post this. Look how many likes it got. I don't get these type of likes. I don't need them type of likes. But this is how traditional LinkedIn is sometimes. And so, but after earning his, what G said, hold on, G said something real quick. G said, not gonna lie, biotech was very nice and has been for a long time. So the job prospects was already pretty low, if we are being honest. Not niche. Oh, not nice niche. And so they said, but after earning his University of Massachusetts Boston degree last year, Lou said he applied to about 500 local jobs with no luck. A biotech job in Boston used to be a sure path to a high-paying career, but empty labs and unemployed grads now herald tougher times in the city. For workers who thought they would easily launch into a well-paying science career, the downturn has been especially harsh. So he's in medical school now. Wow, you looked him up that quick? Did you look him up that quick? Is he really? Imagine being 31 in med school and you got a PhD already too. Bro, that is crazy work. That is crazy work. You just studious at this point. Is this him? Is this? No, it's somebody else. Oh, okay. G talking about somebody else. I was going to say, how did you know that, G? Okay, perfect. I was about to say, huh? And bioengineering. Oh, he's in med school now. How y'all make those big pivots? Don't you gotta know? Don't you gotta have a well, you don't actually to go to med school. Probably just need a bachelor's degree to go to med school. I remember reviewing it. Don't mind my spelling. I've been using voice notes. No, you okay? According to AI overview, you just need an accredited undergraduate degree, bachelor's in any major. So you don't need really a background in medical at all to go to med school, which is really not gonna, yeah. As a bioengineer, he more or less got most of the credit course requirements and did not post back as well for the courses that he didn't. Okay. So the thing about this guy right here too, PhDs can't find work as Boston Biotech engine sputters. I think this is really just, I hope I use the right word. Al. Right now talking about this doctoral student real quick. But I think I want to use like this as a propaganda based on the way they're talking about it. Like they're making it seem like a PhD scholar can't get a job when they posted this. And I think that's a little absurd. But I think propaganda would be the right word, right? Or the correct word to use. Yeah, I feel like that's a little propaganda right there. Because like, did they at him? No, they even put his LinkedIn in here. So it's pretty much you're just, see, this is how this school is getting bad rep. Like I don't know, he probably got a job, man. I don't, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna say how I felt when I saw it. When I saw it, it made me think like, first, we just reviewed this school and gave them a C rating. So you're telling me your school that you went to, University of Massachusetts, well, he got this back in 2018. He moved to Boston from New Jersey in 2018 to study for a PhD in chemistry. So yeah, unless he just got it, they didn't say. Yeah, he earned it at UMass. While I do believe that there is a skew, the data supports that. The data supports what, G? The data supports what? The data supports what? And then G said, because most people can't find a job right now. Most people can't find a job right now. Okay, here's my theory. I promise you right now. I promise you right now. People, I promise you right now. People can't. G finna get mad at me. I know G finna get mad at me right now. People can't find jobs in what they want. That's the problem. There are plenty hiring signs out right now at McDonald's, Walmart, in the mall. There's plenty of jobs, restaurants, you might say to me, like Drake say, cussing me, slurring me. G said, well, that is true. They didn't get a 4-year degree to work at McDonald's. Nobody told them to pay all that money for that education. If they did, maybe they should have. I think I told you on the screen, G. I paid about 25 grand maybe total for undergraduate. Maybe. I think I didn't pay that much. Like, if we do the math, I was paying about $1,700 per semester. What's that? Easily for my associate's degree. Oh, G coming back at me. G said, I mean, it's not just the people with student loan debt who can't find jobs. It's all people. Yeah, it's all people that can't find jobs right now. Because I was one of them. I had a job. I was looking for a job. I guess I don't count. But when I did leave my job, I was in the early stages. I did it early. But yeah, G did hit that on the head. It's not just people with student loan debt. And I get it. But right now, people got to be, things about this makes me a little like, sound like an a-hole a little bit, because I get it. You getting your PhD back, like starting this in 2018, things were doing pretty smooth in 2018. But, and I get it. Some people don't know how to work and go to school. I get that part too. I understand that part. But I feel like when you're going for your doctoral, you should have a job already, at least a decent job related to your career field. That's just how I would line it up. Yeah, you did tell me that too, G. Most PhDs in America are free. You did say that. Yes. Then G said big tech is laying off government. Big tech laying off government, laying off no one. Big tech laying off government. Oh, no, you said big tech laying off, government laying off, no one hiring if they are living wages. No one hiring if they are not for living wages. Mm-hmm. I would agree. But I feel like when you go for your PhD, you should keep your job. I from my experience, I've seen a lot of people, because I'm pretty sure Jeremy has a job. Jeremy, I don't know how he got this story out. I guess they couldn't get no better story to talk about UMass. I don't even know why UMass even let this story get out, personally. He's hell, at the very least, he get an adjunct position. He should, to get that PhD. And so, yeah, I just feel like, he should have a job now. I really think they should put some clarity on that. But UMass, man, if you went to UMass, this ain't really trying to bash UMass, but it's just showing you, like, once again, it doesn't matter where you go to school. That's really what we're getting at. It does not matter where you go to school. But leave it to G. It does matter a little bit when you have that certain school on your resume. It does matter, just a beep, beep, like just like anything in life. It matters where you play on the sports team, where you get drafted to the NBA. It matters what team you play on. Sometimes you get drafted in NFL. It matters what else we can compare this to. It matters where you might get into politics, where you study that for politics. It matters where you get your training, education. You see, I said training, guys. Like, education is education. You get your experience at, like, oh, he studied under Warren Buffett. So, well, guess what? He's going to be next in line to run the company. And Charlie Munger. So, I just like to, put things like, let's not accept the fact that everybody who went to college got billions of dollars. Let's accept that, though. Let's acknowledge that first and foremost again. So G said, which use his concern is getting a job in the private sector with a degree like this. Oh, they actually have a more detailed article. Let's see who wrote it. They're gonna hit me with it. They're gonna make. Let's see if they try to make us pay. Let's see if they try to make us pay for it. Yo, see that? We are not subscribed to the Wall Street Journal. You would think I'm subscribed to the Wall Street Journal as much as I like to look at stocks and stuff. You would think so, but I'm not. So, what did G say? But we all know in reality, nothing is guaranteed. For sure, my brother. Nothing is guaranteed, my brother, for sure. And they all are mostly owed to, let's not forget that. Yes. And so G said, before I go to the next topic, G said, I have a friend who has a whole video about getting around pay Wall Street articles. LOL. Wow. Yo. What is that video? Drop the video name. People don't understand you. You try to get information to read about companies and perspectives. They really charge you to get this information, which is absurd. Sadly, I cannot open the video because it would give too much of my identity away. Swiping, no swiping. Every time I take a step, G cut me like this. Can't do it. Don't worry. We're working on it day by day. So you probably see my other stuff I had saved in here too, which is crazy. But y'all know that's all love on this channel. You got nothing to hide. So This person, you see them obviously on LinkedIn. This is Zach Lutz. He's a youth sports speaker, retired MLB player, director of player development. Right. So this guy talks about sports, right? But it's related to higher education. It relates so much to higher education. I had to talk about it. I got to talk about it. I'm glad I went in here and checked it. So anybody probably heard it was very popular. I'm pretty sure it was on other platforms of social media. If it blew up like this on LinkedIn, it probably didn't, probably didn't. But right now, they said two of the most respected coaches in college sports just said the quiet part out loud. John Calipari, who is like the head coach of Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. Tom Izzo, who is the head coach of Michigan State in basketball. These are very two well-known basketball coaches. And they said that this is about NIL a little bit, but I'm going to veer it off. They said they are not anti-player. They are not anti-NIL. They are anti what this system is doing to young people. Now, I didn't know how this was going to go. Hopefully, is it a video to this? I think it's a video to this as well. Give me 5 seconds right quick. Give me 5 seconds. Because I could play the video before I even read this. Oh, John Calipari don't even coach at he don't even coach at Kentucky no more. When did that happen? What? I'm so late. Lord, I'll be locked in on other things. How do you spell his name? My search engine doesn't recognize him at all. He's an American basketball coach for the head. Oh, he's at the University of Arkansas now. Wow. Why did he leave Kentucky? Hold on. They literally have his name like in the gym, in the stadium of their basketball court at Kentucky. Yes, he left in April 2024. Yeah, I was really focused on school to not know that. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Didn't know that. Okay. Fun fact. Didn't know that. All right. So let's get to the main thing. How long is this? It's only a minute. So Arkansas. Close up real quick. Y'all can't hear that. So right now. So Arkansas John Calipari rant on college basketball players with beards using NIL for alimony. All right, whatever. All right, so this was posted by whatever. No, doesn't matter. Some random YouTube. So you see, we live streaming over here, G. You see that? We live streaming over here. You see it. All right.
I mean, there are a lot of older gentlemen with beards playing basketball in college right now. There are. So the one that's crazy is the guy comes in and he's waving to his kids up in the seats. And you're like, wait a minute, the guy got 2 kids. He's still playing college basketball. Crazy thing, he's using NIL for his first wife's alimony. And now he's still playing college basketball. Are we nuts? So now you have these kind of games and these kind of scores. That team is really old. My guess is, again, we're probably the youngest team in the SEC. We'll be one of the 3 youngest teams in the SEC. Those teams are old. Last year, every team was old in our league.
Man, I want to hear that. That ain't what I wanted to find. Hold on right quick. I ain't want that. I want this part. Let me see. They do real good with hiding stuff. Let me see. Tom Izzo and Joe Cabrera discussing recruiting about his charity golf outing. Let me see. That's 10 years ago. No, we need this. Let me see something. Maybe I should say NIL. Oh, they changed my search engine. That's what it was. That's not what I wanted to search. Maybe that is it. I think that was it. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, we was in the right area. Okay. I think this is a better one. How long is this? This is 2. That is 2 minutes. I'm trying to get some short. I think 2 minutes is pretty good. 2 minutes not too long, right, Gene? 2 minutes not too long. Let's do this one. So let's do this. And then I'm gonna get back to the post. But this is just giving us an idea what they're talking about with NILs and how it relates to college.
The world of college sports has changed with the portal. How much more difficult is it when the players are empowered to get chemistry to be that actual team?
All right, you want me to kind of give you, no one listens to me, guys. No one listens to me. So I'm going to tell you what we need to do right now. One, this transfer rule has to change to where you can transfer once without penalty. The coach lied, you made a mistake. But after that, you can transfer, but you're going to have to sit out. Kids transferring 4 times to one school every year are doing it for one reason: money. That's it. Trying to get more money each stop. They're not going to have a college degree. They got no chance. Now all of a sudden they're asking, I need to get a job. Okay, $65,000. What? Do I have to go to work? Do you give me a car? You feeding me? What do you mean 65? Well, let me rescind that offer. I'm sorry. I didn't know who I was talking to. Then the other thing is we're playing against 28-year-olds. So we had the youngest team in the SEC last year. So my 17, 18, 19-year-olds are playing against 25, 26, 27-year-olds. What? We're recruiting about 1,000 less freshmen are getting scholarships than in past years because everybody's waiting for the 26-year-old that can still play and help us. We've got to go back to 5 years. Now, if it's 5 straight, you got 5 years. If you don't get hurt and you transfer once, you can play 5 seasons. But people are, why? When we were in school, we tried to get out as fast as we could.
Yeah.
Why are kids trying to stay till they're 27, 28, 29? There's a 30-year-old playing. I mean, my guys are going against a guy, and he's looking in the stands at his 3 kids. Hey, kiddos, that'll be done. We'll go. I mean, what in the world is going on?
Little campfire for you. I do want to play that back a little bit.
To be that actual team.
I do want to play some of this back.
Give you no to tell you what we need to do right now. This transfer rule penalty, the coach lied, you made a mistake, but you're going to have to sit out. Kids transferring 4 times.
All right. So that's the first one I wanted to do. Students transferring 4 times, like ball players out there. If you are a ball player, this is really important. From a higher education perspective, Calipari, don't know the guy at all, but he makes extreme a lot of money. First and foremost, he makes a lot of money. He probably don't want. Okay, first I will start with this. He probably, I'm gonna be a little not serious. He probably don't want players making money because it's gonna cut into his paycheck. First and foremost, he probably gets paid like, no kidding. I'm about to Google it. G might Google it, but you look up his salary. John Calipari. Right now, Google says the AI overview, just real quick to speed everything up. He gets an $8 million salary to be the head coach at the University of Arkansas. And imagine if you got players on the team who are actually good and they want to come to this. Like, if he can't get a player because of money, like, G said, hello, I'm actually washing dishes. That is why I'm using voice notes. Oh, you're good. And so if he wants a player who is like top, just say number one player in the nation, right? And the number one player in the nation is already like, no exaggeration, they probably gonna have to get like $500,000 in NIL or more to come to like Arkansas. For one, Arkansas doesn't have a good education. It's in the South. I don't care what nobody says. Like, we can go look at the American Association for Institutions, like we always do, like who are respected for their research. Nobody goes to Arkansas for education. So I'm not going to play for you, and you're telling me to only get an education with you if you know what I know. Two, I'm not coming there and you want me to play for free and you get $8 million a year. In that perspective, you're a college coach. Why do you get millions? You should get like 150,000, 250,000. If the players knew what I knew and I broke it down to them, they probably would never go. They probably wouldn't even want to play college basketball no more. They'd probably just go overseas if they left it to me. So transferring every year as a basketball college player, though, if you made it this far, you really don't want to transfer every year. I'm wondering what schools are doing. They're not speaking on it. Speaking on behalf. You see what I did there? Punchline. They're not speaking on it. So a lot of students, like he said, that is true. Like, you're not going to get a college education because you're transferring so much. Like, if you go from Arkansas, because he's wearing Arkansas, he's advertising for them. So if you go from Arkansas to like, what's that school? You going from Arkansas to like Rhode Island up north, the accreditation system is so different that they might just say, oh, he's here to play basketball. Just put him in some, like, they really do this. Like, just put him in like some seminar classes or something. We all know the game. Like, you put athletes in these classes and they're not even getting a degree. They're just playing ball, trying to go play overseas. And education, man, like, I don't know. I never talked to him. He never recruited me. I wasn't good enough to get recruited. So, but he is true about that. He is speaking real about, like, you transferring every year. That is not good. That is going to mess up your accreditation. So then if you don't make it in basketball, you're probably going to be back in your hometown a little disappointed. That's all I'm going to leave it at right there. That's true right there. And so,
to one school every year are doing it for one reason: money. That's it. Trying to get more money each stop. They're not going to have a college degree. They got no chance. Now all of a sudden they're asking, can I need to get a job. Okay, $65,000. What?
Okay. $65,000 is not bad. Considering what that player is doing for the school and the revenue they're bringing in, if they're really going to be a great player, even if they earn it, I think college players should get paid. Like, it's a salary. Like, how else is he going to work? Most kids that you're recruiting, unless you're recruiting, like, no offense, Bernie, if you watch my channel, like, I'm just making an example. But if you got like it's a slim chance you're going to recruit a kid like Bronny, Arch Manning, or something like that who don't really need the money, or Shadur Sanders in college. Like, some of these, at least it used to be, you know, these kids were coming from backgrounds of like, yo, I'm helping my mom. I'm helping my family. I need a salary. What if I blow my knee out? My scholarship gets taken away. How am I going to pay for school? Arkansas, we're going to do a college review since we're talking about Arkansas. Arkansas is not a cheap school. At least until we find out. I don't think it's a cheap school because they trying to make money off sports. So I know it's not a cheap school, naturally. You treat your students like a fan base. And then you say you say players, it's a bit shenanigan with that. G said, well, with the context of a making 8 million, you're taking what he's talking about with a grain of salt anywhere when it comes to money. Yeah. And it seems, we put this in this perspective. It's just like, really, dog? You work at a college. Like, imagine me working as an academic advisor. He gets 8 million. I'm getting 50,000 a year. And then he says right there, a player who is pouring his heart and out as a former player, sports player, I'm putting my all out there and I'm going to get hurt most likely. Scholarships get revoked. Why we're not talking about that part? And so they're quick to do that and they just don't like college players getting paid. And it's crazy. And I'm all for them getting paid because they're going to bankrupt these colleges. They're going to bankrupt them. That's what's going to happen. And so going back to this, this person once again posted saying that they're not against I don't need to look at Tom Izzo because it's something similar, of course. And so they're saying they're not anti-player, anti-NIL. They are anti what this system is doing to young people. I think this is amazing for young people. You can actually play sports and get paid for it early. They do this overseas. So what's the difference? We don't value education in this country right now. And I'm a big American. I'm a big American. And I'm just stating the real. So how do you expect them to value education? And so G said, fun fact, Columbia will never actually have a revoked sports scholarships. That is some game right there for people. Go to Columbia and play basketball. Get your education. If you hurt yourself, that's guaranteed right there. Like, I'm even thinking about my kid playing Ivy. Like, bump all that. I just hope they get the name and image. Honestly, like we'll turn that Ivy up. And then G said, I know a guy who got hurt first semester freshman year and captivity scholarship. What's a captivity scholarship? Oh, he kept his scholarship. And, some people keep them. Some people lose them. I remember, man, you know how you remember playing a game when you was younger? Just playing a game online with people, random people, when people used to talk to people back then. And I think I was on PlayStation 3. I was talking to this guy. I played the game consistently with him. And I remember he told me, like, one time we was playing a game and, just talking. You just start asking like questions like, what you do, blah, blah, blah. He was like, man, I just work a job. I was playing. He said straight like that. I was playing sports. I was pretty good in college. He was like, but I was doing something dumb. I was partying. And then he got hurt partying. And then they pretty much, took away his scholarship and stuff. And then he had to leave school, of course. And so that's just me hearing that one story and many other stories, right? But then again, the scholarship is just I don't know, man. I feel like a scholarship, they know when they get certain players, they don't plan on getting no education. And I get it. That's not their job. That's not the school job. It really is the school job, actually, to ensure that they are getting a good education, to better rehabilitate the student. That is the goal of the school, depending on what school and the mission and the vision and stuff. But you just want them and not what? You make ticket sales. Business is business, right? I'm not the biggest business person, but business is business. G said, LOL, I had dial up growing up. I was not playing online games. Yeah, I was playing online. Modern Warfare 3. I was playing Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops. G said, a lot of the time, the students only ever actually get it put out. If it's an image, think of otherwise. If they can keep it quiet, they're more than likely to work with student. And so it says right here that college athletics have drifted from development to transactions, from mastery to movement, from education to economics. But that is what we've been doing, though. We have been moving toward from education to economics. Literally, that's what we're doing in everything. So I can't blame this kid for trying to make some money in college. Now, I can't blame them. They don't have the financial education. This kid out here blowing his money. I do blame them for that. What is TLDR? What's TLDR, G? What is it? And then G said, I agree. College athletes should be paid, especially if coaches are being paid upwards of $8 million a year. Exactly. Like if you get $8 million, they at least should get like it's so many ways they can do it, like stipends. You could pay them per semester or pay them by month. He said, look it up. I'm a little nervous. I did. Too long didn't read. She said too long didn't read. They're only really putting stuff. Crazy. And then when rosters turn over like free agency, just talking about all this stuff, man, about college, and it's like, like we just waking up. And then when kid, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. G, you might disagree with me. Let me know. The only students who go to, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you grinding like me, I'm not going to no college football game. I'm not going to no college basketball game. I'm not going to anything that's gonna cost me more money. You better throw it in my package as a student. Matter of fact, let me get the option. I don't want to go to the game. I'll save and budget. I used to opt out of everything when I was in college. If I didn't have to pay for it, I'm not adding it on my bill. That's what we're trying to do here on this channel. Nobody is understanding. You don't have to go to a football game. Like she's in law school right now. One of my friends, his friend, she's in law school. She went to UGA undergrad, and she was like, yeah, if I wanted to go to a UGA football game, since I'm a student, I still got to pay. I get a discount as a student, but I still got to pay. What? Hold on. I'm paying all this tuition, and I still got to pay to go to a football game, basketball game. All right, we ain't about to do this. I'm not even about to go to the school. And I hate to be that person. I kicked the camera. I hate to be that person, but my kid ain't even going to the school. It's up. Like I had a conversation. Only poor schools do. Gotta be. Nah, you right though. Why would you charge students to go to a sports event if they're already paying tuition and meals? And like, if you're paying for meal plans, housing, tuition, you should get into the game for free. Because I just, we made so much money off you already. Like, you should get into the game for free. But G said something else that I'm trying to see. G said, I had a friend who played college basketball. I went to one game my entire time at Columbia, LOL. Like, I feel like the real college students just are not going to these games, like, who are really grinding to get that GPA. I didn't go to one. When I worked at Valdosta State, I was working in the alumni house. And when I worked in the alumni house, G, I kid you not, I would work tailgates from like 7 in the morning to like 8 or 9 p.m. on weekends. And I did not go to one football game, like one home football game or away game, because I was like, I'm tired. I got to go home and do schoolwork. And then you said, what they say, if you broke, just say that. G said, I think it's become more or less a more recent thing that people got it backwards. It got to be. G was talking about something else I was saying earlier, if you was watching. And then G said, I volunteered in high school and junior high to work at games. That's the best way to do it. If you want to get into something free, just work it. Just volunteer. Like, but most people are not gonna do that because most people want to look good, you know, especially in our culture, G. Especially in our culture, G. Me and your culture, G, we gotta look good when we go to games. That's the thing. So if we volunteer and working, we can't look good while we, I guess so. But yeah, that's the big ordeal about it all, man. Like, he makes $8 million a year. Look at all these people liking it, commenting. Let's see what the comments say, actually. Besides the person who posted. You see LinkedIn, but they be posting some lengthy comments. One person said, this is insane. I'm glad we are all able to bring it to the forefront. I just hope that, how you say that word? I said that word before. But that word and other organizations accept the challenge. Did they mean accept? ACCEPT. I have seen some real goofballs all linked. Yeah, because I think they said the wrong word. And other organizations accept the challenge to help kids fall in love with playing. Did they mean playing? And continue to drive the bus toward that we need more kids playing sports long term rather than less. I understand this has become big business, but there's got to be a balance. Never going to be a balance. Because now, since they got a taste of the money, honestly, in theory, at this point, I think it's honestly, in theory, I think they did this intentionally, because in theory, when LaMelo Ball went to play basketball overseas, that really set it off to be like, we might have to start playing players. And I don't think the NCAA really cared, because everybody should know NCAA is a separate company from colleges. So I don't think the NCAA really cared about the coach's opinion on this, because they're like, look, if we don't start playing these players like LOL LaMelo don't count. He do count, because LaMelo said, what? I'm the best, one of the best players in the nation. It's funny how it all plays back into higher education, how it's affecting higher education on the trickle down, though. Like, that is a big this is a big institutional theory effect. So when LaMelo's situation was weird, pretty much. Yeah, it was kind of a law. Like, you can't get paid, because LaMelo had brand deals through his dad and all that stuff, so he couldn't go to college, technically. Or he was going to have to, you know how they do, G. Pretty much you have to forge over all your assets or whatever, and, you know, whatever, because technically he's a pro. And so they're losing money, because kids are going to be like, okay, it was going to become a trend, because the talent was getting watered down at one point. A lot of kids were going overseas. G said, no, I'm saying there was a law that make them have to pay players. You talking about in high school or college? Let me know. G. Because I just know, like, overall, LaMelo was like, all I know in short way, when he did that, other people was going to follow that path, which is bad business for what? Us. College sports. If we don't get paid and I can go overseas, do 1 year and get drafted still because I'm still talented and I'm going to sell tickets in the NBA or NFL, whatever sport. Yeah. Oh, college. I don't know. It depends when, we're not sport. I know we're not sports fanatics, so nobody cares about the kids. So, yeah, I really think that's the bread and butter of it. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. They don't. Mm-mm. But it's just the point, like a culture thing. And so I really think, because going back, it's hurting universities. 2-year colleges, JUCO, they okay because they really never really had big crowds, and it's not even about sports no more. We pivot it back to, like, let's bring it back to, it's hurting universities. Universities are like, people are losing their jobs because schools, because of other factors, right? But like, just think you're losing your job because if you work in the athletic department, you make a regular salary, literally, and so like you're losing your job because they want to recruit this player. So it's hurting universities, as we talked about, their business model, their whatever how they get their endowments, their funding, their donations. It's hurting institutions to the point where, look, schools who know they're supposed to be focusing on research and be more academically savvy, they're trying to be more sports savvy. Then people are saying things like the LinkedIn posts that they're putting economics over education. What? That makes no sense. Like, it's been a thing once again. I thought it was an interesting topic though. That was like one of the last things, I believe. And I seen a post from an HBCU president, but I really just didn't know what to say to it. So I just left it alone because I don't know much about the college anyway. So I can't really. All right, let's do our college review. And we are going to be out. So we did say we're going to do Arkansas. Not my most proud college, actually. And I still gotta do so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, G. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I am going to be editing a video for the Caltech in Arkansas. See, look, first thing I type in when I type in Arkansas Razorbacks, first thing pop up, basketball. I'm just gonna be real. I would never go to Arkansas. Like, I wouldn't. It's 2 schools I would never go to. I would never do business with them either. Like, once I get the channel to where I'm at, I would just never do business with certain schools until they have to change certain things. And so, like, I know my TT. I actually want to put that picture back there. I want to take that Jay-Z one down actually, and put a picture of my family, it's like my great aunts and great uncles. It's a dope picture. I want to blow it up and frame it. And my TT, she can't stand what school that is. They're actually in the college playoffs right now. My TT can't stand Ole Miss. She can't stand Ole Miss because she said what it means. She can't stand Ole Miss. She was like, I'm so glad. She said, if y'all was like highly recruited or if y'all wanted to go to that school, she was like, I would not let y'all go to that school. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to. Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't want to go to no school in Mississippi anyway. I don't want to get a Mississippi education. Sorry to anybody who went to school in Mississippi, but I don't want to get an education in Mississippi personally. Like, no. So University of Arkansas. So doing business with schools that we can understand, doing business with schools that save money first and foremost. If you helping these kids save money in college and they're not an athlete and you actually stand for what a higher education institution is supposed to be, then I'm doing business with you. I'm doing a collaboration with you. We ain't even got to be money in the pot. We just need to know, like, you gonna save money if you go to this school. So close some of this out. So we are about to do a interview. We're about to do a review on the University of Arkansas. And so we have about, I keep kicking that camera, I'm trying to put my foot up there. So we have the University of Arkansas. They have about they're a 4-year institution, of course. Remember, this is where the head coach, John Calipari, who makes $8 million a year. Shout out to my academic advisors at the University of Arkansas. Shout out to my student affairs division. I don't know how much their college president make, but, just a reminder that you're not valued at that institution. At most universities, you're not valued if a coach makes more than you. So, and we already know they make more than us because they can have a losing program and still make more than us. So, let's get to business. So, it's a public institution, of course. It's in the city. It's large. Just a sidebar on Google, they have a 4.4 rating. So, I hope that's good for Google review. If you like that review better. They are a land grant university, kind of like, so they should have some agriculture things, plants, learning how to grow things, many more others. We could take a look at it on the school website. And then are they showing the Noble alumni? J. William Fulbright went there. Don't know who that is. Dina Castor, Dale Bumpers, Lawrence Luckenbill. Just do your history, man. Just do your history. It's Arkansas. So before I do that, you know me. I like to show the school website. Ooh, I like to do that, man. I could do that now. I'm telling y'all, I was talking about that. That should have been one of my goals of 2025. Like, I'm going to get the screen yard. I'm going to be able to show y'all the school website. We're going to go to the magnifying. I was talking about that, and we actually keep doing that. All right, let's keep going. So graduation rate, they have a 68% graduation rate. Doesn't surprise me. But remember, John Calipari said you should go to this school. You should focus on your education. Are you even going to finish and get an education there? Let's keep going. And so, was they school in a rural? Oh, it's in the city. I was going to say, if it's in a rural area, it might be more affordable. I see right here, looking a little cheaper. 68%, that's slightly above the 58%, which is pretty good. But remember, overall, guys, you have a 68% chance of graduating from this institution. If you like those odds, this might be a school for you right now. The average annual cost to go here, according to financial aid, because remember, it's always discounted with financial aid because financial aid is like your discount. And you're going to have about, $17,600 to look like for the year. But let's go fact check it. Let's go to the school website. Remember, when we go to the school website, you got nice things on here. Look at that nice stadium. Look at that nice stadium. I know G just seen it. That was a nice stadium. So let's do tuition and fees. You know me, I'm simply all about tuition and fees. It looks like they're going to separate it so far, but let's keep looking. One thing I like about their website so far, they got the deadlines, important deadlines. If you are a student trying to figure out like withdrawal period, dropping ad, financial aid scholarship disbursement begins, that's very helpful. Shout out to Arkansas for that, even though I'm a little upset about some things, but respectfully, that's great information to have right there in your face. So they're not giving us set prices right now. Let me look on this side. Tuition fees. We already own there. I thought it was going to take me to something else. They're giving me an estimate of my tuition and fees. Let me try clicking that. I don't like things like this. I'm glad I can show you all. I don't like this. It's all estimate. So if I click the wrong, if I put my numbers in here, like so different, it's not really going to be the best accuracy. I like to see a chart like this right here. This is exactly what I like to see. I thought it said index. As y'all can see what I'm dealing with, this is what you would deal with when you're trying to figure out how much your schooling is going to be, how much it's going to cost. So now I'm fighting for my life right now to find you like, okay, what it's going to be. Let's see, average cost. This is what we always want to find. I don't like estimators because it's an estimate. You can be off by like $5 grand or $2 grand if you don't put the information incorrectly on your estimator. And how are you going to know if you're like 18 years old? Remember that girl who crashed out? If you didn't watch the crash out video, watch the crash out video. I'm like 18, like really not making fun of her, but she's 18. She doesn't know. She's 17. She doesn't know. So don't be that student. Don't be her. Don't be that alumni because she graduated, respectfully. So don't be her. This is how you avoid this. And so right now we got the undergraduate. They got undergraduate, seems like DEP. I want to say department, but dorm, off campus, dorm with undergraduate with parent. Honestly, I don't know what the difference is with these. I understand dorm, but with parent independent, they kind of trying to confuse you a little bit. I just personally, if I was looking at it, I would just be like, I guess I'm with my parent, regardless of the fact, because unless you're on your own out the gate, which is possible, you would probably be on the campus 9 times out of 10. Unless you're gonna stay off campus and do what I say, work and go to school. Everybody should be working and going to school. If you can't afford to go to school, don't go to school. It's an investment. You got to pay for it. It's an expense. Literally, you get a 1098T, a tax form, because you pay for school out of pocket for some people. Treat it like, yeah. G said, I was independent, been since 15. You said that before, too. You said 14 last time, G. My goodness, though. You was really on autopilot early, which is very good with your parents, by the way. Shout out to them. And so as we look here, they're already factoring if you do 30 credit hours. So I guess they're saying you're going to take a 15 credit hour schedule. That's what they're saying. And universities do that. They don't usually do 12 credit hours like a 2-year college. Some schools like do 15. I know a lot of students at Georgia Tech was doing 18 credit hours. My recommendation, do 12 credit hours. My recommendation, do 12 credit. I did 12 credit hours, and I took an additional credit hours in the summer. Do online classes and travel. Like, make it easy on yourself. So you can be in Florida. Well, I'm in the South, guys. So you could be in Florida or be like somewhere else and taking online classes in the summer. All of this information is very helpful. Like, I don't want to take summer classes. Like, do it online. It's like 2025. It's 2026. So I'm gonna do with parent because I was a parent. I was with my mom / dad. Parents were separate, but I was with my mom living with her. So I'm just gonna do it based off that. So right now your tuition, is this for the year? Did they say for the year? So for 2025 to 2026, you're looking at $8 grand in tuition. I'm not even gonna factor in, as you can see, they already factor in, like, you see what I'm talking about with the housing? It's like $5,000. Food is like $3,000. Personal, I don't know what you're spending with personal. That's $3,000 for the year. Transportation is $2,700. I don't know if they're going to give you a shuttle bus or not to get around campus. Don't know. That could be what it's for. But you're looking at 26 grand for the year. See, me, I'm living with my mama. I'm staying at home. So I'm looking at $8,000 for the year. What does that mean for my people who are watching? We're going to do 8,100. I like to round it. We're going to do 8,100 divided by 2. And you're looking at $4,000 pretty much, $4,000 for your fall and spring semester. That's actually not bad. Now, if you're solely dependent on financial aid, like Pell, that's going to be, your max is like 7,000 something. I always say 7,000. So you're going to be short. If you feel like you can hustle and bustle and get you an extra 1,000 somehow with resources working, Arkansas might be the school for you, but is it worth 4,000 per semester? Because some schools you can go to some better schools like the University of Florida, depending where you're at. That's when we get into a whole nother rabbit hole. But I don't want you going to school out of state, so I'm gonna stay in Arkansas right now. But you can see what other better schools are in Arkansas for 4,000 per semester. That's called price matching. So if we go back here, they're doing 17,000. But remember, they're factoring in, I don't know if they're factoring in like meal plans. I don't know if they're factoring in housing. I don't know if they're factoring all that stuff. But that's how I break it down. I just look at the tuition because we're not staying on campus. So right now we're just going to go off of that. Like it's like $8,000 for the year. I'm liking that right now. So they're saying if you go to the University of Arkansas, you can make about 59,000. I upped it a little bit, but you can make about $58,200 within 10 years of going there. That's slightly above the 4-year midpoint. So within 10 years of being removed from the University of Arkansas, you can make about 58,200 within 10 years. Because if I factor in, now I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna do the initial one first. If you go to the University of Arkansas right now, that's how I'm gonna run the ball. Actually, I'm gonna run the ball that way. If you go to this school and pay 25, I'm just gonna up it to 26. If you go to this school and pay 26,000, because they actually, well, if you stay on campus with dorms, it's 33,000 in a year. So if you want to stay on, I want to stay on campus. I want to get the college experience. All right, go be like that crash out video. You want to get, all right, watch this. 33. You can't see my calculator. I'm so mad you can't see my calculator. Let me see if I can add one real quick. Oops. All right, quick. Oh, that's how you do it. And then let me see. Did it again. I'm trying to try something new real quick. Let's get that. Add. Oh, if I want to add another one. Okay, perfect. That makes sense. So the calculator, if I do 33,000, this is for the year. 33,000 times 4. Guys, that's $132,000. $132,000 for the year. This is what you need to do then. I'm not even gonna say that. You might as well invest in some stock. That's all I'm gonna say though. If you're gonna put $33,000 in a school per year, you might as well put that in the stock market. You might as well. Not a financial advisor, disclaimer. But so yeah, that is a terrible return on investment in that case. But if you do what I said and stay off campus and you pay the $8,000 a year times 4, you're going to pay only $32,000 for your 4 years at Arkansas. Of course, it might go up like 1 or 2%, 1 to 5% realistically over the course while you're there. But like use your SGA to advocate for a tuition freeze. Things I didn't know. The capabilities. Things I didn't know that students had the capabilities of doing. So that's a great, like, that's all I'm gonna leave it at. Like, and I'm gonna show you right quick. Let me see. I switch it that way? I'm gonna show you right quick because I can edit that and go straight to that. So this is what I'm talking about with the calculator. This is so dope. So this is the one right here. As you can see, this is the one if you're going to stay on campus, and this is what you're looking at for the 4 years. That is 33,000 for the year. So all I had to do was 4, because you're going to be in college for 4 years. If you stay for another year, that is your PP, personal problem. If you do it my way and you stay off campus, no meal plans, no housing, you're only going to pay 32, which is a great return on investment. If we do this, hold up. If we do this right here, I really got to figure out how to do like show both of them at the same time. That'd be pretty dope. I'll figure that out soon. Cranking today. Yeah, that on campus is what got you for sure. G said, honestly, I didn't think you would be cranking today. What's cranking? G, you and this slang is killing me today, man. What is cranking? What's cranking? And so let's keep going, but you see the big difference. So that would be actually a good return on investment though. And then graduation, we talked about the graduation, while G tell us what cranking means. So students who return after their first year is 86%. That's a great retention rate for the school. That's a great retention rate. That's pretty good. It's really good. I didn't expect their retention rate to be that high. So their financial aid and debt, they're saying like median average, you're going to be looking at about 22,000 pretty much in student loan debt after graduation. You know, if you do what we said, you could beat those odds. Ella, it can mean a lot of things. Here we go with G, means a lot of things. Context clues. And so students receiving federal loans is 34%. So you are 34% more likely to use student loans, federal student loans. This does not include private loans. This does not include. So if you max out your federal loans, you are going to have to go to the private sector and you are going to have to go to the private sector and what's that word I'm looking for? And deal with high interest rates. Then you're going to be like my crash out girl again. If you haven't seen a crash out video, go watch the crash out video. It's literally crash out on the thumbnail. She crashed out. I should have played the video. I think I did. Go check it out. I think I did. And so typical earnings. We talked about the earnings a little bit already, but you're 77% to make more than a high school graduate. Now, some people might think that's a flawed statistic based on the economy we are in right now. Honestly, I think it's a good time for you to have like a 45 to 50K job and don't have a very luxury job, because they might, you know, they coming for them big baller, shot caller. They coming for you. Campus diversity. I'm a strong believer in going to the college campus and seeing the campus diversity for yourself if you're that big on it. When I was in school, I was given the tours at my 2-year college. That's really what it stopped at. I was like a campus ambassador at my 2-year. But I never did a college tour. Even when I was going to VSU, I never seen what VSU, Valdosta State University, what it looked like until I got there. No, I told you a tale. Me and my girl went there and browsed it, actually. Before I did go there, I did go and do a campus tour. But me and her, we went on our own. And so yeah, take a look. Yeah. Was I already there? I don't think I was already there, because I know I made a drive down there. I had to ask her. But definitely do a campus tour. Once you narrow down your schools, and it's like top 3, top 5, which can cost money. Hopefully it's in state, because if you out of state, it's going to be flying and hopefully driving, so it'd be more convenient. But you know, if you really want to make sure you're not like, because that matters, guys. Like that really matters, like the campus diversity. because you can really feel alone if you see us, you know, if it's like more this demographic and you're the only person that's like, you have these cultural backgrounds, that can really take a toll on your mental. So campus diversity is a really important section that a statistic can't help you. You have to go experience that. And so test scores, they have a 72% acceptance rate. That's very high. Why is it that high? Because this school got to be broke. Remember, guys, they charge you like 130 some for 4 years if you stay on campus. So I understand why the acceptance rate is high. And then they say right here, they consider SAT, ACT scores during the application process, but does not require them. Why? Because we need college students in these schools. And Arkansas definitely need them with their prices. They're going to have to fix that. They're going to have to fix that. So what do I rate this school? If you go, so I'm going to base it on, I always base it on this. For me transferring from a 2-year to a 4-year, on my method, it would be a very nice little affordable school. Honestly, I can deal with that little bump up increase of paying like $4,000. But honestly, that would be hard because when I was at VSU, I was paying $3,500 per semester. So, but it wasn't hard though, because I had a full-time job. I was budgeting pretty good. And I had like 2 other roommates. I didn't know them, but I had like 2 other roommates. So, but if you stay on campus, this school at F. So most students, it's hard. It's really hard to really like put it in between. So that's where it got to fall into where if you got an F and you got kind of like a B, so I'm just gonna round it out to like a D. It's like pass but fail. Like literally the perfect answer. It passes but it fails. So it's gonna be a D for me. And so watch the video. It's gonna get posted hopefully next week. You know, I like to post things like 3 days, 4 days out. So like you're just not being overwhelmed with videos. But that's honestly it for the University of Arkansas. And remember, this is their school website. If you want to see how it looks, you know, imagine. She said harsh. This is their school website. They probably got some brilliant things here, but we are looking at it from price and so that you don't go into student loan debt. And so, yeah. That is it. That is all for tonight. I appreciate G. I appreciate the other person that we have in here right now. We got 3 people, unless that's G. But we have 3 people in here right now. We will be back on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, 8:15, like normal. We don't have nothing planned unless y'all have something planned for us. We will be back consistently. And be safe over the weekend, G. And the third person in here, if you are, because sometimes G be in here on 3 devices. If you are that third person, be safe over the weekend. G, be safe over the weekend. G, tell me how your cousin finished. You said they finished pretty good. And remember, G, stay strong. I didn't forget about. Okay, G said have fun. It's me, not gonna lie. Okay, I appreciate that. And once again, G, I know you told me about your uncle, or I believe, you know, so stay strong. I didn't forget about that at all. I know I don't like to bring, you know, death up, you know, with people that sensitive to them. So stay strong for me, G. Appreciate you for real. Really, I really do. And all right, I love that. G said he is good. And so yeah, we'll be back Tuesday. Peace, chicken grease, and she is fine. That is good. Okay. Peace, chicken grease, and we will be back. G says part of life, right? It is, but you know, we all, you know, we have to take time to acknowledge others. Life is about other people. It's not about, you know, it's not about me. It's about you. And then you might say it's about this other person and this other person, right? So definitely here for you. And then you know, I always recommend anything if it's needed. So, all right. Peace, chicken grease again, G. You know, we'll sit here and talk for hours. It's about us. That's right. That's right. And then be strong. See you Tuesday and much more.